Okay, MB Moose Lover here, part two to my wolf spider video. And This female was in my storage building up in the corner catching mosquitoes in the last video, and there she just caught another one. This other small spider was approaching, and I was fairly sure it was a wolf spider. I mean, it's got some white markings on it, and I've seen them before, and males are smaller than females. I wasn't sure. I mean, the wolf spiders are, will kill other spiders, and they're, cannibalistic, and, I wasn't sure, and, she was quite rejective to him, so, I thought, I wasn't sure maybe, but I'll give you one thing, he's persistent. And so I had sped some of this up, I think, to like 4.00 speed, just to basically, because they move so slowly. I mean, even some of this at the higher speed, he's moving slow. And I can't keep track exactly where it's slowed down and sped up. You can tell when it's sped up, but I tried to show some of it there on normal. I think when she turns around here, and then he approaches her right there, it's still sped up, I think. And then as he gets close to her here, I had it back down to normal speed. She just caught another mosquito, and she's oblivious to him. I mean, when you think this is right there, I think that's still at 4 speed, and he's moving really slow. And but I didn't really want to leave any of the footage out when he's courting her here, so he's approaching very carefully, and she's gonna reject him here, and she'll just throw him. He just you can believe how far she'll just throw him here. At times he'll end up once he ended up way up on this 2x4 here in front with a spike in it. She just flings him with her legs. And so we're coming to the end of the video here, and I've got more of this video. There's another half to it here, and she just got her legs up there in a defensive move. She just gave him a flip. So we'll get back to another video here pretty soon, another part to this, so stay tuned. Okay, MB Moose Lover here again, and this continuing our story. Here's the male wolf spider still trying to impress the female, and parts of this video here, this ended up being 22 minutes long. That's actually sped up incredibly fast. I've got this at 8.00 speed, a lot of it, because the footage, there was so much of it, and I didn't want to leave it out because he's so persistent. I wanted to show how persistent he was. There's places where it comes back to normal speed. I think sometimes when he's I think right there where he's approaching her, although that she's moving pretty fast still, but there's some places there that are normal. Maybe towards the end there's quite a bit, but anyway, as far as wolf spiders, I'm quite fascinated with them. I know a lot of people don't like spiders, and I don't like a lot of them. I mean, I'm not I don't want them crawling on me, and I don't kill them. If they're in the house and you really have to get rid of them, but it depends on what spiders they are. Wolf spiders to me are different. They're like little tarantulas, and they are just interesting that they hunt rather than make webs. And I worked at a commercial poultry farm for many years, and I was in charge of mouse control, and I used to have bait stations that we put out for mice, and I would have dozens of them. They would get these little spiders inside of them. Now she just flipped him. I guess she didn't. Yeah, she flipped him a little bit off. There she is. She's still rejecting him. And basically, these little brown spiders would get in these traps, and they're little, about the size of your maybe thumbnail, and they got a brown with a big abdomen and little short legs, and they're just a gross looking thing, and kind of like a large giant tick, and that would pretty well describe them exactly. Okay, so she she's gonna finally accept him right here, and well, oh, it's coming up here. She almost looks injured there. That's a maybe. Maybe it stung her, but that's not the case. I don't know what her problem is there, but maybe just being too rough. But he this is when he I think she finally accepts him here, and I spat it up there, and and this was kind of the confusing part to me, because after all of this, and he finally gets in a mating position supposedly, and just don't look right to me. I mean, he I don't know. Well, I didn't know about wolf spider mating, um, the handbook, manual, but it's a little different than you'd think. So, because he's actually on top of her backwards, and so I'll get to that a little later. We'll go back to my story about spiders, but we'll just let them have at it here. And anyway, yeah, I was talking about the spider there, the gross brown ones, and they're I looked it up. They're called a triangulate spider, and they're just creepy. And we had a lot of daddy long legs as well at work, and they would make webs all the way from the ceiling to the floor. And this is on like I don't know, a 10-foot ceiling, and they. You would hardly ever see them. I mean, they do a lot of the webs at night, and it was unbelievable the amount of web that they could make. And they're actually called a harvestman is the name for them, I guess. I looked it up because they come out in the fall apparently, and harvest season. And another one is a gray. It's a cross orb weave spider, which is a great big gray one with a big gray abdomen. And I hated those as a kid, because our porch on our old farmhouse, they would set up shop, and they were always making webs, and and our pig pen was the same way. The doorway was always covered with their webs, and it had a really low ceiling. You'd go in and have to shovel out the pig pens, and they'd be right just above your head. And we used to try and spray them with a fly spray with a cow sprayer, and it would make it worse, because then they basically be dying, and they'd come down and suspended from their webs, and you could really feel them on your neck, and they were a gross looking spider. So I don't really love spiders at all. It's just the wolf spiders to me are just I don't want them crawling on me, but to me they're interesting, and they're beneficial. They eat a lot of mosquitoes, a lot of insects, and I mean we're modern living here with buildings and houses. I mean it's inevitable that spiders are going to get inside them. Great place to stay, but when they're out in the outside, I mean they're really beneficial at keeping all the insects under control. It's like in that movie Arachnophobia with Julian Sands, who sadly had his went missing there in the mountains, and in the western states there in the winter, and a great actor, and in Arachnophobia he talks about, he's a spider expert, and he talks about all the insects that they eat in a year, and it would be up to our knees in insects if it wasn't for spiders. Sorry to hear about him. I really enjoyed his work. Okay, so should be paying attention to my video here. And he basically, I think she's, threw him off again, and he's not giving up. He's coming back in for another try. I guess he got a little bit of time with her, but she's more interested in catching mosquitoes. I think she's like, you're interfering with my hunting here, and maybe come back at night. Okay, and I see we're approaching 8 minutes on this video, so I'm going to have to cut this short and pair it with the other part 2 that I have, just to keep the length reasonable, because I've got a part 3 coming up that's going to be close to the same, so they'll both be about 10 minutes long. So we're just going to end this here, and I'll be cutting this video off here so you can maybe tune in for the other part. There'll be more wolf spider videos to come.